Welcome to Transition to Adulthood Checklist, a timeline to prepare for turning 18, presented by Indiana Family to Family. Indiana Family to Family is the parent-to-parent organization and family-to-family health information center for the state of Indiana. These centers are statewide, family-led organizations that assist families of children and youth with various health and mental health needs and disabilities and the professionals who serve them. We provide one-to-one peer support, information, education, training, and outreach. The information in this video is current as of March 2026. As with any resources or information, it is important to verify the information provided to ensure it meets the same needs as your situation. While transition should begin early in the teen years, there are specific programs that can and should be addressed near the 18th birthday. The following are some tips to help ensure that the transition to adulthood is as seamless as possible. We have included suggested time periods for addressing each area. Whenever appropriate, the child should be involved in the process as much as possible, supporting the child to achieve as much independence as possible. We will discuss supplemental security income, guardianship and alternatives, Medicaid, voter registration, selective service, medical care, and education. Starting as early as age 12, parents and caregivers should discuss with the primary physician as well as all other providers the approach to transition to adult care. If the provider does not want to care for the individual as an adult, then a plan to transition medical care should be created. Legally, once the patient is an adult, the provider can no longer give information to the parent without the consent of the patient. Ideally, the patient can assume their own care, but in cases where this is not possible, a healthcare representative may be suitable in lieu of guardianship. For additional information, you can view our videos or fact sheets titled Medical Home Transition to Adult Care. The videos and fact sheets can be found on our website. Got Transition is another resource that aims to help youth and young adults move from pediatric to adult healthcare. More information about Got Transition can be found in the video caption. Within the educational system, the child should already be involved in the transition process from age 14 or 8th grade, whichever comes first. Parents should be sure to attend each transition IEP meeting and plan for the future as they would with any child. The rules do change upon the child reaching 18, so the parent and child should be familiar with these changes. For complete transition procedures, rules, and rights, please refer to the Indiana Department of Education, Article 7, Rule 43, Related Services, Transitions, and Transfer of Rights. For all young men, despite the level of functioning or additional health needs, it is the law that they register for the selective service within 30 days of their 18th birthday. This can be done either up to 30 days before or up to 30 days after their 18th birthday. Registration for the selective service can be completed by filling out a form at the post office and returning it by mail, downloading and printing a form online and returning it by mail, or online at the link on your screen, which is also found in the caption of this video. It is suggested that you start the supplemental security income process up to 3 months to 3 weeks before the child turns 18. Supplemental Security Income, also known as SSI, is a monthly stipend paid to individuals who are disabled and have limited income and resources. For individuals aged 18 and older, only the income and resources of the person who is disabled is counted. Application can be made up to 90 days before the 18th birthday, but the interview won't take place until less than 30 days before the age of 18. SSI benefits can begin as early as 1 month after the child's birthday month. If a child is already on SSI, they will be reevaluated within a year of the 18th birthday. The definition of a disability for an adult is different than that of a child. For children, the focus of the disability determination is on functional limitations. For adults, the focus is on work. For individuals who can work some, but less than full time, they may be able to take advantage of a work incentives program through the Supplemental Security Administration. Work incentives programs allow the individual to work and still receive benefits. If in doubt as to whether or not the individual will qualify, application should be made. If the child receives Social Security Disability Insurance, also known as SSDI, due to the disability or death of a parent, then they may be entitled to SSDI benefits after the age of 18. In the state of Indiana, qualifying for SSI at age 18 or over automatically qualifies the individual for Medicaid disability coverage. The Social Security Administration manages these programs. They may be reached by phone at 1-800-722-1213. You can also create an online account with SSA by visiting the link on your screen, which is also found in the caption of this video. Parents can consider applying for Medicaid disability for their child with a disability up to 1 to 2 months before the child turns 18. If the child is already receiving Medicaid, parents should check with the Medicaid office to see if there are any changes that need to be made for eligibility. Be sure to notify the primary insurance of secondary coverage if newly approved for Medicaid or any other type of health insurance. An individual can register to vote up to 29 days prior to the general election after the 18th birthday, as long as the individual will be 18 before the date of the election. Registration can be done at any time until the 29 days before the general election date. Registration can be completed at the BMV, county clerk's office, any public assistance office, by mail, or online. Please note that this is also a good time to obtain a state-issued ID at the BMV if your child doesn't already have one. Most adult providers will require this. Election dates, election changes, eligibility criteria, and other information can be found on the Indiana Voter Registration website, which is currently on the screen and in the caption of this video. In Indiana, the age of majority, which is when a child becomes an adult, is 18. Parents are often surprised to learn that their child is considered an adult at this age and assumes full legal responsibility for themselves no matter the level of functioning. If the individual needs assistance with financial, educational, vocational, or healthcare issues, there are several support options to consider. An attorney can provide you with possible options, which may include guardianship of the person or the estate, power of attorney, or healthcare representative, but it's essential for the benefit of the individual with disabilities to prioritize the least restrictive choice. For more information on guardianship and guardianship alternatives, you can review our fact sheets or videos on these topics on our website. In Indiana, the guardianship process varies by county. Most courts accept applications near or just after the 18th birthday. An attorney can be consulted any time before that. However, most prefer contact approximately 30 to 60 days prior to the 18th birthday. If attorney fees and court costs pose a financial hardship, Indiana Legal Services may be able to assist you in finding an attorney for a reduced fee or for free, or you can call 211 to find local assistance. Please note that this is a great time for creating or updating wills, a letter of intent, special needs trusts, and more. Additional information on this topic, as well as others, can be found on the Indiana Family to Family website. For one-on-one support, you can complete the form found on the Connect page of our website, call 844-323-4636, or email info@inf2f.org.